Hey guys, my name's Keyan Houshmand, and in today's video we're going to be checking out something that I know a lot of you guys have been asking for. It's a video on my brand new Telecaster. Let's have a look. So for anyone that already doesn't follow me on Instagram, if you don't, I'll have something on the screen as well as in my description. I just got this guitar right in the middle of exam period, which is why I haven't done a video on it, and I haven't done a video in over a month. And if you're one of my Patreon members that supports me by receiving tabs and stems every month and stuff like that, you definitely would have heard this guitar in a full mix by now. So if you've been following me for a little while, you probably already know that I did have a red Telecaster. That was an official Fender made in Mexico Telecaster with 2 humbuckers. I did a couple videos with that, I did a couple Instagram videos with that, and I really enjoyed that guitar. However, the purpose of that guitar was to take out the neck and put a baritone neck in, so it would be 28.625 inch scale length, and I would have liked to tune it to, I don't know, drop F or something really stupid like that. However, after researching every single company that does the baritone conversion necks for Telecasters, I just wasn't getting the specs that I was looking for. Even after I'd already gone through the effort of replacing the bridge pickup to a bare knuckle Juggernaut, I sold that guitar, and the funds from that guitar got put into this guitar. For the past couple months, I've been steering away from that really progressive metal, modern metal vibe that this channel is probably known for. I'm trying to strip back a little bit, get into a little bit more hard rock, math rock, stuff like that. And as you all know, math rock is synonymous with Telecasters. I've always really enjoyed the Telecaster shape and what the Telecasters are all about. I think they're a really nice guitar, and I think they're very underrated for metal stuff as well. But this isn't a metal guitar, this is anything from it. However, due to me owning other guitars that have heaps of modern specifications and me really enjoying them and really being used to them, it was a little bit of a challenge to get a stock Telecaster that I was looking for. For example, stock Telecasters don't really have the fretboard radius I was looking for, they don't have the pickup selections that I was looking for, they don't have the general feel and color selections that I was looking for, so that's where I decided to go custom. Now, it wasn't custom from a luthier or something like that, it was actually just parts put together to make this absolute stunner right here. You guys might already know that this is an official Fender Telecaster replacement body, and this is a WARMOTH neck. If you guys don't know who WARMOTH are, they're a great company in America that's licensed by Fender to make replacement necks for anything from Telecasters to Stratocasters to Jazzmasters, all that good stuff. And the beauty of going through WARMOTH, that even though it might not say Fender on the headstock, the specs are exactly the same, the measurements are exactly the same, and you can get any spec you want, which I'll go through in a little bit. I know a lot of people have been dying to hear how this guitar sounds, especially in a mixed context, but before we get into that, if you guys like this video at any time, please feel free to leave a like and a comment on anything you see or hear, and if you want to see more of this stuff, definitely subscribe. Like I mentioned before, if you're a Patreon member already, you already would have heard the song that I'm about to play with this guitar, but if you want to get perks like that, as well as tabs, stems, DIs, and anything of original music, definitely check out my Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. Also, I'm excited to announce that I've recently become a member of the Sweetwater affiliate program, so any gear that I use, like the DI boxes that I use, or the tuners, or any cables, or any gear that I use, I'm going to leave links for that in the description, so you guys can click on that link and buy it on Sweetwater, and it will really help me out. But enough of that, the most important question of all, how does it sound? So let's take a deep dive into the guitar and see what specs we're working with. So, as I mentioned before, this is an official Fender Telecaster part body. So this is actually from the Fender workshop, and it basically just comes painted, and all you have to do is stick a neck and hardware on. It's pretty cool. Fender locking tuners on the back. I usually go with hip shot locking tuners, but because I wanted to fit the whole aesthetic with a Fender type of guitar, I decided to go with the Fender ones, and because the pinholes are easier to put in, easier to manage with a WARMOTH neck because it's licensed by Fender. Truss rod adjustment at the headstock, which was really important because some of the necks that come from WARMOTH are vintage spec, which means that they're at the heel, which means you have to take out the neck and adjust it and then pop it back in, which is such a pain. They do have a side adjustment option, but that wasn't something that I was really going for. It was either headstock or nothing basically, and that's part of the reason why that baritone guitar never worked. The nut is a Graphtec nut, it's a white Graphtec tusk nut. Black side dots, although I wish that they were lumen lay. It does have a skunk stripe on the back. I can't tell you what wood that is, but it does have a skunk stripe on the back. I'm sure you guys have already figured out that this is a roasted flame maple neck, and it's a one-piece neck as well, so it's not like the neck blank and then a fingerboard slapped on top. It's all one piece of wood, which is really cool. Stainless steel frets with a 10-inch to 16-inch radius, so it's a little bit rounder up here for chords and stuff, and then down here it's a little bit flatter, good for soloing. Of course, Olympic white body, red tortoiseshell pickguard. Pickups in this guitar are a bare knuckle set. They're the bare knuckle Piledriver tele pickups. I've been using bare knuckle pickups for years now, and I just really like the way they sound. I really like them as a company, and you know, this is just a sound that I can't get over, so I had to go with bare knuckle pickups on this one as well. Gotoh bridge with 6 saddles as opposed to the vintage spec where it's 3 and 2 strings on top of each saddle. I really wanted 6 saddles because it's just a little bit easier to intonate and set action for and stuff like that. 3-way pickup selector, volume pot, and then a tone pot, which like my Jacksons, I got it working so that it only works when it's pulled up. So when it's down, it's actually doing nothing on the tone pot, but when you pull it up, that's when it activates and that's when it starts working. Chrome hardware everywhere, as you can tell, chrome control plate, chrome neck plate, and then the chrome string ferrules, and then just your standard tele input jacks. So I also forgot to mention that the neck profile in this is just like a standard Fender Telecaster neck, the newer models. So it's not too thin like an Ibanez Wizard, but it's not too thick where it's like a boat neck, you know. It's just the perfect amount. I don't really like too thin of a neck, especially like on my Jacksons and stuff. They're not really like Ibanez Wizard thin either. They got a little bit of something to them, and I feel like this is very comparable to that, and it's something that I really enjoy. So now going on to the actual feel of the guitar, this guitar feels absolutely amazing, and it's comparable to my Jacksons. This neck is pretty much the bulk of the feel of the guitar. This WARMOTH neck is unbelievable. The roasted maple finish is super smooth. The stainless steel jumbo frets are absolutely amazing, and it's something that I really like. I have it on my Jacksons, I had it on other guitars, and I just really like the feel of that type of, you know, fingerboard. The grain on the fingerboard isn't chalky at all. It's very smooth to bend on and stuff like that. And just the general playability of like the 10-inch radius up here and tapering down to a 16 up here just allows you for like heaps of easy chord shapes up here. And then if you want to do solos and stuff, it's really nice and flat and easy to bend on. I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking me like, you know, is the WARMOTH way a right way? Is it like the right way to do it if you want a custom spec? And I would say 100% absolutely, especially if you live in America, because it's much easier to get access to that stuff. Living in Australia, like there's shipping costs and stuff like that, which I was willing to pay because it is an absolutely amazing, absolutely playable neck. But you know, if you're in America, it just makes it super easy. This neck was from the showcase on WARMOTH, so it wasn't actually custom made, it was already made, which means that there were some specs that I wanted on this that I didn't get, although this is like one of the highest grade flame roasted maple ones that they had, and I just wanted to go really all out with it. I was thinking to myself from time to time that I would have liked a 16-inch radius across the whole neck, but really, for this type of guitar and this type of music that I'm playing with it, it's set up in standard tuning right now. Like, I don't need a 16-inch radius for that type of stuff. I'm not going to be shredding on it all the time, you know. I want to have a little bit more comfortable experience up here, and if I do want to shred, I do have that luxury of having the 16-inch radius up here. I've always really loved the color combination of like a creamish whitish guitar with like a dark neck and then the red tortoiseshell pickguard. A lot of them do have gold hardware, but I thought that was a little bit too much, so I shipped it back into chrome, and I just think it looks like a really nice briefcase or something. I really like the way it looks. So yeah, if you have like an old Tele or old Strat lying around and you want to kind of spice it up a little bit, maybe change the neck out, change some parts, it's very easy to do so, because Strats and Telecasters are like your pretty much standard. Everyone knows what a Strat and Tele looks like, everyone knows what it is, so it's very easy to find parts for it and stuff like that. And WARMOTH is no exception. Like, changing the neck of the guitar basically changes the whole feel of what you're playing, so if you want to spice things up a little bit or just try something different, definitely check out WARMOTH's website. They do have a lot of great offerings, or you can go completely custom. You just have to wait a little bit longer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end the video now with some sound clips so you guys can get a really nice in-depth look at the pickups and stuff like that. If you guys like this video at any time, please feel free to leave a like and a comment on anything you saw or heard. And if you want to see more of this stuff, definitely think about subscribing. If you want early access to any of the original music that I make, as well as tabs, stems and DIs and all that good stuff, as well as just general behind the scenes stuff, definitely check out my Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.